So now see, uh, let's see the attachment of the prevertebral muscles. So first of all, we are going to learn regarding the longus colli muscle. This longus colli muscle, as the name suggests, it is concerned with the cervical region only. It is not going to extend beyond the cervical region. So this muscle, it is limited to the cervical region only. So this longus colli having three parts. The lower part, it is oblique in nature. Lower part, it is oblique in nature. So longus colli having three parts. The first lower part, that is the lower oblique, upper oblique part, and middle vertical part. So let's see the attachment of these three parts one by one. So there are three parts of the longus colli. Out of them, the first part, that is the lower oblique part, it is going to arise from the front of the body. Let me change the color of the paint. So it is going to arise from the front of the bodies of the upper three thoracic vertebrae, and it is going to insert over the C6 and C5 vertebrae, but where exactly? Into the transverse process. But where exactly in the transverse process? In the anterior tubercle. So this group of muscle, lower oblique part, it is going to insert over the anterior tubercle of the transverse process of the C5 and C6 vertebrae. So this is the lower oblique part. Now the upper oblique part, it is going to arise from the anterior tubercle of the transverse processes of C3. So this is C3, anterior tubercle of transverse process of C3, anterior tubercle of transverse process of C4, and anterior tubercle of transverse process of C5. And it is going to pass upward and medially and going to attach at the anterior arch of the atlas bone. So this upper oblique part, it is going to arises from the anterior tubercle of transverse process of C3, anterior tubercle of transverse process of C4, anterior tubercle of the transverse process of C5, and it passes upward and medially and going to attach over the anterior aspect of the uh, anterior arch of the atlas vertebrae. Now the intermediate part, it is the vertical part, and it is going to arise from the anterior aspect of the lower three thoracic vertebrae. So from T3, T2 and T1, and okay, it is the muscle which is it is the part of the longus colli muscle which is going to arise from the upper three thoracic vertebrae, that is T1, T2 and T3, and lower three cervical vertebrae C7, C6 and C5. And this muscle, it is going to insert at the C4, C3 and C2 vertebrae. So this muscle, it is extend from all the way from the T3 vertebrae to the C2 vertebrae, and this area, this all three muscles, they are collectively called as longus cervicis muscle. Longus cervicis muscle. So vertical part, it is going to arise from the T3, T2 and T1, C7, C6 and C5, and going to insert over the C2, C3 and C4. So it is extend all the way along the cervical vertebrae except atlas, and also extend up to the upper three thoracic vertebrae. Now let's see the one more muscle, that is the longus capitis muscle. So before that, let me talk about the action regarding this longus colli muscle. This longus colli muscle, it is responsible for the flexion of the, with the contraction of these all the parts, it will helpful for the contraction lead to the flexion of the vertebral column. Cervical part mainly. So it is responsible for the flexion of the cervical vertebral column. And one more action of the lower oblique portion, this portion, lower oblique portion, when it get contracted, it will turn the chin to the opposite side. So it is responsible for turning the chin to the opposite side. So it is responsible for the rotation of the neck to the opposite side. So this is one more action of the lower oblique part. So all these actions are the important action of the longus colli muscle. Now let me talk regarding the longus capitis muscle. This longus capitis muscle, it arises from the anterior tubercles of T3. So this is T3. It is going to arise from the anterior tubercle of the transverse process of C3, C4, C5 and C6 vertebrae, and it is going to insert, as the name suggests, or it is a capitis muscle, so it is going to insert upward. It is going to overlap the longus colli muscle, mainly the upper oblique part, and it is going to insert just behind the pharyngeal tubercle, just behind the pharyngeal tubercle on both the sides. So this muscle, it is the longus capitis muscle. This muscle is the longus capitis muscle. So this longus capitis muscle, it is going to arise from the C3, C4, C5 and C6 transverse process anterior tubercle, and it is going to passes upward, overlapping the upper oblique part of the longus colli and going to insert to the inferior surface of the basi-occiput on the both the sides and behind the pharyngeal tubercle. So this area, it is of the pharyngeal tubercle, it is going to insert on the both the side behind the pharyngeal tubercle. So this group of muscle, it is a longus capitis muscle. Now the action, it is responsible for the flexion of the head. The action of this longus capitis muscle is the flexion of the head. Flexion of the head. Now two more muscles are there, and these muscles are rectus capitis anterior and rectus capitis lateralis. So rectus capitis anterior muscle, it is going to arise, rectus capitis anterior muscle, it is going to arise from the anterior mass of the atlas as well as the root of the transverse process of the atlas, and this muscle, it is passes upward and medially and going to insert just in front of the occipital condyle, just in front of the occipital condyle. So this muscle, it is the rectus capitis anterior. One more muscle is there, that is rectus capitis lateralis, and this muscle, it is going to arise from the upper surface of the transverse process of the atlas, and it passes upward and going to attach towards the jugular process of the occipital bone, jugular process of the occipital bone. So these are the two muscles which are recti. One is the rectus capitis anterior and rectus capitis lateralis. They are attached to the site what we mentioned. So one more time, rectus capitis anterior, it is going to arise from the root of the transverse process of the C1 and the anterior aspect of the anterior arch of the transverse process of the C1, anterior arch of the atlas vertebrae, and it passes upward and medially and going to reach up to just in front of the occipital condyle where it gets inserted. And the rectus capitis lateralis muscle, it is going to arise from the root of the transverse process, upper surface of the transverse process of the C1 vertebrae and passes straight upward and going to insert over the jugular process of the occipital bone. Now, when we see the triangular gap between these two, when we see the triangular gap between these two, uh, there is one nerve is going to coming out, and that nerve it is known as the C1 nerve. So in the triangular gap between these two muscles, rectus capitis anterior and rectus capitis lateralis, the C1 nerve is going to coming out, and that is the ventral rami of the C1 nerve. Now, just below it, there will be the C2 nerve will also be coming out, and the connection between the C1 and C2, that is the loop forming connection, and that loop it is going to supply these both muscles. So the loop between the C1 and C2, it is going to supply the rectus capitis lateralis and rectus capitis anterior. So this is the loop what we are talking about. Now, what should be the action of these muscles? These muscles are responsible for the flexion of the head. The same action like that of the longus capitis, these muscles are responsible for the flexion of the head. Now let's see in one more figure. Okay, so let's understand this figure for the attachment of all muscles. This is the basi-occiput, and this is the coronal section of the skull with the anterior aspect of the vertebral column. And here this is the transverse process of the C1. This bone is the C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7. This is T1 and this is T2, and this is the first rib and this is the second rib. Okay, so now this whole muscle, this group of muscle, it is actually nothing but this is the longus cervicis muscle or the longus colli muscle. This muscle is the longus colli. It reaches up to the C2. And out of them, this lower portion, it is the lower oblique part. This upper portion, it is the upper oblique part. And here, this is the vertical part. This is the vertical part. This muscle, it is the scalenus posterior muscle. It is going to insert over the second rib. And this is the scalenus medius muscle. Scalenus anterior muscle, it is cut down here and not shown because we want to see the other prevertebral muscles. So this is the first rib on which the scalenus medius muscle is going to insert. This muscle, it is the rectus capitis anterior muscle, and this muscle, it is the rectus capitis lateralis muscle. Same on this side, this is rectus capitis anterior muscle and this is rectus capitis lateralis muscle. Okay,